Are you ready to dive into some seriously mind-bending tech with me today?
Always.
You guys have been sending in some really fascinating articles about this UK company,
SECQAI.
right?
Yeah.
And their work on something called a quantum large language model.
Catchy name, right?
Yeah, QLLM.
Good crap.
They're even saying it's a world first.
Yeah, potentially.
So let's break down what this tech is and why it has everyone buzzing.
Well, what's got everyone's attention is that SECQAI, a company known for its
Like they're super secure
super secure
hardware and software.
hardware and software, is now merging that with AI.
Right.
So this isn't just another AI assistant.
Right.
They're talking about using quantum mechanics to supercharge language models.
Okay, so full disclosure, my quantum physics is a little rusty.
That's okay.
I mean, it all feels a bit Star Trek-y to me.
Sure.
So can we break down, like, for a normal person, what a QLLM actually is?
Okay, think of it this way.
Okay.
You've got your traditional large language models like ChatGPT,
Right.
which are impressive at understanding and generating text.
Yep.
But imagine giving that AI a boost using quantum mechanics.
So it's like going from dial-up to broadband?
More like bicycle to spaceship, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's a much better analogy.
Yeah,
So we're not just talking about AI being, like, smarter. We're talking about
right.
changing how it processes information on a fundamental level.
Yeah, exactly. CQI seems to have cracked the code by creating a special quantum simulator in-house.
Okay.
And what's revolutionary is that it's capable of something called
Here comes the technical term.
gradient-based learning,
Okay. Gradient-based learning.
which means the AI can learn from its mistakes, basically, just like we do.
Oh, interesting.
And on top of that, they've integrated a quantum attention mechanism into existing language models.
Now, that's where things get really juicy for me.
Yeah.
I'm picturing this quantum attention mechanism, like our brains, right?
Yeah.
Kind of filtering out distractions and being like laser focused on the important details.
It's a great analogy. Our brains constantly prioritize information. And it seems like SECQAI has managed to replicate that process within their QLLM.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it allows the model to process information much more efficiently and focus on what's relevant.
So let's get down to brass tacks. Why should we be excited about this? What are the real world benefits of QLLMs compared to what we're using now?
Well, for starters, imagine an AI that's not only smarter, but also uses like way less energy and processing power.
Okay.
We're talking about a whole new level of computational efficiency.
Right.
And this isn't just about making computers faster. It's about opening doors to solving problems that were impossible before,
Like what kind of problems?
like designing new materials or creating life-saving drugs that were beyond our reach.
Okay. I'm starting to see why this is a big deal.
Yeah.
And the articles you sent mentioned some pretty mind-blowing potential applications like revolutionizing semiconductor design by working with transistors at an unimaginable scale, right?
Incredibly tiny. Yeah.
And then there's cybersecurity.
Oh,
Using a QLLM to spot vulnerabilities in encryption systems. That's both fascinating and a little scary at the same time.
absolutely. And those are just a few examples.
Yeah.
The potential applications span countless fields.
Right.
Like we're talking about
Medicine.
material science, medicine,
Stuff like
finance, even art.
Wow.
The article highlighted how QLLMs could speed up drug discovery,
Yeah.
help design personalized medicine, even create breathtaking new forms of art and entertainment.
It really sounds like we're on the verge of like a technological earthquake here.
Yeah.
But this tech is still, brand new.
Renew, yeah.
The articles mention that SECQAI is starting a private beta testing phase at the end of February.
Right.
So does that mean they're basically saying, here's the keys to this powerful tool, let's see what happens?
Yeah, you could say that this beta testing phase is crucial for SECQAI
Okay.
to see how their QLLM performs in the real world, get feedback,
Right.
and iron out any kinks before releasing it more widely.
So it's like the final test drive
Yeah.
before they launch this potentially revolutionary tech
Right.
onto the global stage.
Exactly.
This all sounds so exciting, but I have to ask,
Yeah.
what kind of challenges do you think they might face? I mean, it all sounds
That's a great question.
almost too good to be true.
Yeah, you're right to be a little skeptical.
Right.
While the potential is immense, we're still in the early days of quantum computing.
Uh-huh.
So a major challenge could be like the stability and reliability of
The simulator.
quantum simulator itself.
Yeah.
These systems can be incredibly delicate and prone to errors.
So it's like, even though this tech holds incredible promise,
Yeah.
there's still a lot we need to like learn and perfect before we can really see its full potential.
We need to remember that QLMs are still in their infancy.
Right.
But the fact that SECQAI is confident enough to move into this beta testing phase says a lot about the progress they've made.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're clearly not just theorizing anymore. They're building something tangible, something that could very well change the world.
So let's bring it back to our listener for a sec.
Okay.
Why should they care about a company in the UK developing a quantum language model? How could this potentially impact their lives?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Think about how much of our world relies on data analysis,
Right.
pattern recognition, and creative problem solving.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Finance, healthcare, scientific research, cybersecurity,
Right.
even art and entertainment.
Okay.
QLLMs have the potential to revolutionize all these fields
Wow.
in ways we can only begin to imagine.
Okay, so it's not just about making things faster, it's about like unlocking possibilities we never even considered.
Exactly.
But let's be realistic for a moment. Is this all just hype? Could this be another case of a technology that promises the moon but ends up falling short?
That's a healthy skepticism to have.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that quantum computing is still young.
Right.
And there are many technical hurdles to overcome. But the progress we're seeing is undeniable.
Yeah.
SECQAI's development of a hybrid QLLM is a significant step forward.
Okay.
And it's attracting serious attention from investors and industry leaders.
Right.
This isn't just a science project.
So it's not just a bunch of
It's a potential game changer.
scientists tinkering in a lab.
All right. This is a real company with a product that could disrupt entire industries.
It sounds like we're at the starting line of a race, and everyone's eager to see which applications
Yeah, it's an incredibly exciting time
take off first.
to be following this field.
Yeah.
The possibilities are seemingly endless.
It's pretty crazy.
Personally, I'm fascinated by the potential of QLLMs in scientific discovery.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Imagine accelerating drug development, designing new materials, or even simulating complex biological systems, all with the help of these models.
So like science fiction becoming reality.
Exactly.
I have to agree, the idea of AI powered by quantum mechanics helping us unravel the mysteries of the universe is
It's pretty inspiring.
really inspiring.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It really does feel like we're standing at the edge of something massive.
Yeah, a whole new world.
But before we get like too caught up in the hype, let's bring it back down to earth for a sec.
Okay.
You mentioned challenges during beta testing.
Yeah.
What are some like specific things that could trip SEQAI up?
Well, one thing that jumps out is just the
complexity.
the sheer complexity of these systems.
Yeah.
Even with the best minds working on it, quantum computers are
They're so tricky.
really tricky to build and maintain. Just keeping the simulator stable and error-free
Right.
during beta testing will be a feat.
Yeah, because even a tiny error at that level
It's
could cascade into huge problems later.
not like debugging a regular computer program.
No, not at all.
And on top of that, SECQAI has to figure out how to integrate their QLLM with the systems companies already use.
Right. It can't just be this.
It can't be this isolated, super powerful tool that nobody knows how to actually use.
That makes me think about those early smartphones.
Oh, yeah.
So powerful but clunky until the apps and user experience caught up.
That's a really good comparison.
Yeah.
I think early adopters of this QLLM will have to be very tech-savvy and patient.
Yeah.
But if SEQAI can nail that usability, it could really open things up.
Okay, so we've got system stability and then integration.
Right.
What else worries you about potential pitfalls here?
Honestly, one thing that's always in the back of my mind with AI is the potential for unintended consequences.
Ew.
We've seen with regular language models how they can pick up biases from their training data or be used for misinformation.
Right.
Now imagine that amplified by quantum computing.
Oh,
It's
a bit of a scary thought.
yeah, a little bit scared, like giving a toddler a really sharp knife.
Exactly.
Amazing potential, but you better have some safety measures in place.
Precisely.
And that's where the ethical side comes in,
Absolutely.
which we talked about before.
Yeah. SQAI and the whole field of quantum AI
Right.
have a huge responsibility to build in safeguards.
Yeah.
and make sure this tech is used ethically.
It feels like we need like a whole new rule book for this quantum age.
I think so.
Our old ideas about AI safety might not be enough.
We need to be thinking bigger.
Yeah.
And it's not just about preventing, like, malicious use.
Right.
It's also those unintended consequences.
Like what if?
What if a QLLM makes a discovery that disrupts industries?
Or has huge societal impacts?
Yeah. Those are the questions we need to be asking now. Not 10 years down the line when it's too late.
Exactly. We need to be proactive.
So it's almost like we need philosophers and ethicists.
Oh, I love that idea.
Working right alongside the computer scientists.
Yeah, to make sure we're steering this in the right direction.
And it's not just the experts, right?
No, not at all.
Society as a whole needs to be part of this conversation.
It's going to impact all of us.
Because the decisions we make about quantum AI will affect everyone.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered the technical hurdles, the risks, the ethics.
Yeah, a lot to consider.
But let's put ourselves in our listeners' shoes.
Okay.
You've mentioned amazing applications, but what are some concrete examples of how this could affect their everyday life?
Well, imagine a world where your doctor uses a QLLM to analyze your medical history and genetics, like in real time, creating a truly personalized treatment plan for you.
That's
or a financial advisor using a QLLM to make investment recommendations.
Right, tailored to your specific needs. So it's not just
abstract breakthroughs.
It's about real improvements to our lives.
To our health, our finances, our daily lives.
It really does feel like we're on the verge of something transformative.
A whole new era.
But like any powerful tool, there's potential for good and bad.
It all comes down to how we choose to use it.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
The future of quantum AI is ultimately in our hands.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
The potential, the hurdles, the ethical questions.
A lot to think about.
It's definitely a lot to process, but before we let you go, I want to bring it back to you, the listener.
Yeah.
We've talked about QLMs in general.
Right.
But how do you see this tech impacting your life?
It's a good question.
What are you most curious about?
Yeah.
Or excited about, or even maybe a little apprehensive about?
That's where it gets real, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We can talk about these concepts.
Right.
But it's about how this affects real people.
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating about this, right?
Yeah.
We're not just talking about faster computers.
No.
We're talking about potential shifts in like how we work, how we learn, how we interact with the world.
How we live, yeah.
It's like standing on the edge of a whole new era.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's exciting, but also, I don't know, a little bit scary.
It is a little bit daunting, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to have these conversations.
Now.
While it's still early.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to be thinking about the impacts.
Right.
Both good and bad.
And work together to shape the future we want.
Absolutely.
So to wrap things up for our listener today, I think the key takeaway is QLLMs aren't just some futuristic concept anymore.
They're here.
They're here, and they have the potential to change everything.
It's a rapidly evolving technology.
Absolutely.
And while there are still unknowns,
right, of course,
it's clear that we're on the cusp of something big.
Huge.
Revolutionary.
Totally.
And the most exciting thing.
What's that?
Is that we're all part of this journey together.
Yeah.
The decisions we make today,
individually
and collectively, will determine where this goes.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
So, to our listener out there, we leave you with this. Stay curious, stay engaged.
Ask questions.
Ask the tough questions.
And don't be afraid to.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
The future of quantum AI is waiting to be written.
And we all have a role to play in shaping it.
Until next time.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
This has been The Deep Dive.
Thanks for listening.